everyone, this is Maysha with As Long as You're Breathing, and oh my gosh, y'all, look who's in the house. It's Dianna Leeder. I know, yeah, party time. When we get together, it's like, who knows where we're going to go, but today we're going to find your voice, save your life. Two. Yeah, and I'm in here, so a little self-promotion here. I've never been guilty of that before in my life. No, seriously. I'm so proud and honored to have been in here, and this has been such a great experience. But the best part of it, I suppose, is it's continued our relationship. Maybe kind of, sort of. I don't know if the book continued it or not. I guess we were stuck with each other once we met, but
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. But I love the book. And I'm so glad that you came on to talk about the book. So let's just do that. So Dianna, remind everyone who you are, what you do, and why there is even a book to begin with and why there's a book two. Just take off.
Okay, take off, girl. I love that direction. And I am thrilled that you are part of this book. Holy moly, because it's an amazing book. Oh my gosh, it's just so exciting to be able to show everybody and share it with everybody. So I'm Dianna Leeder, and I call myself head life hack at Crave More Life Coaching. And I do that because a lot of my work is well, all my work is with women, but my favorite part of working with women is to work with them in a life hack kind of way. So we actually sit down and we go through all your relationships to get a sense of, what's working, what's not working for you. And we just kind of hack our way around it. And we come up with some ways that feel really good, leave you feeling really good, leave you feeling aligned with yourself in that wonderful connected way, so that your relationships get better. Right? It's kind of that simple. So yeah, that's why I call myself a life hack. And I've been in business for the last 10 years. I've worked with women for decades before that. Yeah, I'm in those over years, and loving it. And the one thing that's really clear to me in terms of all the work I've done is that there are a lot of women in this world, including myself, who have struggled with using our voices. So that's the focus of my work. And that is the focus of these beautiful, I'm going the wrong way, these beautiful books. And this one in particular, I'm particularly excited about because, well, for lots of reasons, but I cannot deny that the colors are amazing. Yes. And as I always say, it looks awesome on your nightstand. It's gonna look awesome on there. But it's also, I'm also excited about it because after doing the first book and recognizing what I knew would happen, but actually seeing it happen with the first book, the amount of healing that women experienced was phenomenal, just phenomenal. And it didn't, sometimes it was this much, sometimes it was this much. Everybody had some kind of response to releasing their story. And of course, because all these stories are about finding their voices, they're intimate, they're personal. They're, some of them are heart-wrenching, they're touching. They're beautiful explanations of how a woman went from being silenced in some way to being able to express who she is freely. So yeah. I was that makes me so excited. It made me so excited getting into this and then inviting another 25 women to create Find Your Voice Too. It was another opportunity to say, hey, let's hear your story, offer you the opportunity to heal and to share your story with the world and have somebody else read it and say, holy, that could be me. I think I can use my voice.
Yeah, you said so much there that I've been making notes because
You told me to go for it.
I know it. I meant it. I meant it. You know that. Yeah. I'm not shy. I'll interrupt. You know that. Go for it. Absolutely. But you said so much there. That is just like I made notes. Because the reason it's find your voice, save your life is because relationship is what life is about. And we're kidding ourselves when we say, I don't want to be in a relationship because we're always in relationship. Even when we're in a room by ourselves, we're in relationship with self. So if you don't have your voice with yourself, you've got a problem because you've got to have that relationship with yourself. And many of us, that's what our stories were about, was the voice we had silenced was the relationship with ourselves. We didn't know ourselves or weren't expressing ourselves authentically. So that's who we were saving was ourselves. And
Absolutely.
many of the stories are that, but we saved our, for lack of a better term, they were important to us and not truly external, but they weren't us personally. We saved our external lives by saving our internal lives. We saved us, and so we saved our lives. We saved our other relationships, or new relationships were formed, or all because finding your voice to communicate even with yourself or know yourself or express yourself in the world, all those things, because you have to do all those things. That's relationship with self. Finding that is how you save all the other relationships and make them healthy to begin with. So when you said you look, first thing you said, what I do is I get these women together and with me, and we look at each one of the relationships and we hack those relationships. Yeah, because I'm quite sure the first relationship they hack, and they may not even be realizing it because they're probably doing it as they're hacking each of their external relationships. They're hacking their own relationship with themselves to, because until that's healthy, the external relationships can't be.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? That's, you can't look at a relationship with somebody else without looking at yourself, without
Yeah,
looking at your side of the street. So even from that practical place, you look at, okay, well, I've got this friendship and it's kind of okay, but this doesn't feel right. Okay. So what's your, what do you bring into the table? And, where are you being triggered and things like that. So where are you showing up as your wholeness, your true self in that relationship? And if as soon as you start to say, well, I really don't, or I don't, I'm not free to tell her things, or I can't express that, or I don't, I'm afraid, or whatever, then then you're blocked. And you're absolutely right, Maysha. Then the relationship is not going to work. It's not going to work. And here's the thing, it's not going to work for the other person, but I think that's the other person's responsibility to figure that out. It's not going to work for you. So you're never going to feel comfortable in it. It doesn't matter how much the other person begins to do or change. It
yeah,
doesn't matter. It's not, if you're not feeling good about it, you're never going to feel good about it unless you start to do your own work.
right. And I think too, what are you using your voice for? Because if you're using your voice for, and this is what we've been taught to do, to say, you're not doing what I expect,
Mhm.
then we're trying to change that person or get them to be something, or we're complaining to them. What we have to do is show up and look at ourselves and say, this is what you can expect of me. And what they can expect of us includes what we need to be in relationship with them,
Yes.
or to
Yes.
be in that type of relationship with them. It may be that we don't leave the relationship, but maybe it goes from intimate relationship to just friendship, or from friendship to, you know, we just know each other, but we're not as
Mhm.
close friends. But
Mhm.
it's always, we have to change the focus of voicing our expectations. Who we have to have expectations of is ourselves. And the
Yes.
expectations we voice are of ourselves. Until we know ourselves and make ourselves accountable to those expectations and express those, And then that's what the other person, that's what you were saying. The other person is then responsible to do the same. And when we come into a relationship and do that, but until we have ourselves lined out, that's like you can meet someone and want a life with that person, but until you have yourself lined out, until you're responsible with yourself, you can be in relationship with them, but you can't be in a healthy relationship with them, or the relationship that's going to work and be everything it needs to be, until you've done it in that way. Until the two of you, both of you, have done it in that way. And so it's how you're voicing it. You can use your voice all you want to. You can use it to bitch, moan, complain, demand, cry about, and say, but that's what a relationship's supposed to be. And I expected, and not be wrong, because you did expect that. But okay, you're expecting of someone that's not who they are. And so
That's
you're
just who
going
you expect them to be.
right. So
Yes,
you're going
exactly.
at it from the wrong approach. It's okay. That's what you expected. So now you need to say, I'm this person. What you can expect from me is that I'm going to need this, and they can tell you if they can be that or not. And if
Yes.
they're, maybe what they tell you is, I'm not telling you I can't be that. I can't be that right now, or I don't want to be that with you. And ouch, but or maybe so
Yeah. But
yeah,
wouldn't you rather be in that kind of situation,
yes,
that kind of relationship,
yes.
than to be in one that was not fulfilling?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because the other one where you're spending all your time with, like, why aren't they being what I expect? Why aren't they being what I expect? And you're just miserable, 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 thinking you're right and they're wrong.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's just nobody's highest and
Yeah.
best good is being met there. And
Yeah.
if you truly feel good things for that person, say, let's use the word love, because there are all kinds of love, then you want that, you love yourself and you love them. That's what you want. And so you have to, okay, from myself, I expect. So I need, you express that, and then they express, okay, from me, I expect, this is who I am. So this is what you can expect from me. And I can't meet those needs, and so
Yeah.
those are the things we voice.
Yes.
And
Yes.
yeah. And
Yeah.
so, yeah,
Which I've found over the years that gets it's difficult.
it
It's
is.
tough for us to do that, because first of all, that's not our learning. Most of us don't
No.
are not brought up in that,
Mhm.
in that circle of fairness and unconditional love for ourselves. We're not. And when we do get into relationships, and we if we're feeling anything in here that is not completely whole, if we have limiting beliefs, about ourselves, any of that kind of stuff that holds us back, um, we look out here, so we look at somebody else to be making us feel better, because we don't know how to
Yes.
make ourselves feel better, right? So
Right.
here's the girl, right? Here we
Right.
are, right? This is who we need to save. This is where we need to put our
Right.
energy to do the work. And
Yes.
and from there, as you so eloquently put, everything falls into place.
Right.
Our relation, we're strong enough to say, well, you know what, you're really, really lovely. I appreciate you, I love you, I'm not meant to be with you, or no thank you, I'm moving on, whatever it is. You're strong enough to even do that, which for lots of women, when they are still sitting back looking out, is like, oh, I could never do that. So yeah,
Yeah.
you can do that. That's what I
Yeah.
want to tell you. You can do that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Anyway, back to this beautiful book.
Well, because that's what these women did. They
Yeah,
found those voices
they did.
because
They
they
did.
didn't have, they were programmed, conditioned, raised,
Mhm,
etc.,
mhm.
to be that other person, the one that came in with expectations, not with this is what you can expect of me. And therefore
Yes.
they did, and many of the stories, that's what they are. And
Yeah.
so it's about discovering that it is the other way around. Many of the stories are. So
Yep.
and so that is what the book is about, is finding
Yes.
your voice to use in the healthy way to express yourself, find yourself, express your needs, not expectations, or to even figure out that that's what you need to do, or even start. Some of them it's just starting the process, but that is,
Giving yourself permission to do that. Yeah.
yeah, just
Yeah.
giving yourself permission to even know that you're not doing it, that
Yeah.
something's not right. I mean, some of the
Yeah.
stories are just that. Okay, wait a second, something's not right here,
Yeah.
because that's what mine was. Mine was like, wait a second, something's not right here, something's not
Yeah.
right here. That's what
Yeah.
mine
Something
was.
doesn't feel good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something's not right
Yours was
here.
amazing. Yours
Yeah.
was
Oh,
amazing.
well,
Yeah. Yeah.
thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
I mean, the quality of the writing in this book and
Amazing.
and the content of the stories. Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely incredible. Yeah.
Certainly, my
I'm
story did
so
not go
proud
to
of it.
that point. My story did not get to that depth. I was always near to that depth in this story that I'm expressing now. And me, the women, their stories, because it was about where did we start. And so that's, so the stories didn't go to that depth, but most of the women, or many of the women, have moved on to that depth. And some of them, the stories are fresh, and so they aren't to
Yeah.
that depth yet.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah. So let me just read you a couple of these chapter titles because
yes,
they
yes,
are, yeah. So Pam McDonald wrote, and I think you just had Pam, didn't you?
I did,
Um,
I did.
yeah. So play small, stay safe. The lie that stole my voice.
Yeah,
Hello. Yeah, that's what we do, right? If we can't
absolutely.
speak up, right? It's hidden, and we play small, so we're not challenged.
Yeah,
Yeah, huge.
yes,
Liz Hansi, permission to be, permission to speak, making
yeah,
the invisible visible. Right?
yes.
Why do we have to live being invisible? We don't.
Permission, permission.
Yeah,
I live that
yeah,
way. Yeah,
yeah.
I talk all the time, yet permission to use my voice to say what I really wanted to say,
Yes.
needed to say,
Need to
needed to
say.
say.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
said lots of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of did too. Yeah. The little girl who couldn't and the woman who did, Lisa Eddy. Did you have Lisa on as well? Oh my gosh.
Lisa's going to be on. Yeah, we've had to postpone. Lisa's going to be on, but oh my
Yeah.
gosh, powerful,
Yes.
powerful. Yes,
Yes, that's right. Moment of transformation for the wife of an alcoholic. Yeah, that's
yes,
Lindsay Riling. Yeah.
yes.
Awesome. Yeah. Oh my goodness. How did I get here? Alana Boyle. Yeah.
You know what? That is like every person's question. So that title is like the one that's like, that's when you open the book and you're like, let's start there. How did I get
Yeah.
here? Because that
Yeah.
is every one of us are like,
That's
how did I get here? How
yeah.
many times have we sat down and said, how did I get here? I
Yeah,
love that
and
title.
I love it too. And you know what? That's the crux of these books,
Yes.
really,
Yeah.
is that story, sharing your story about how you got there
Yeah.
so that somebody else can read it
Right.
and say, oh, you know what? I experienced many of the same things.
Yeah.
And I wonder if I can do what she did. That's all,
Yeah.
and if you, as you go through, you'll see that I have an introduction in here. I did not write a chapter in this book because there were just so many lovelies
Yes.
lining up to get in. And I was just blown away. So I didn't write an actual chapter, but I did, I wrote the introduction and I did some other pieces. And my introduction is really about how we build awareness, right, for
Yes.
ourselves,
I love
which
that.
which is what, when we read someone else's story, we are reading, and they are stories, as you well know,
Yes.
Maysha. They're not just the facts. This is, this is the way that I put it anyway. It's not just the facts, ma'am. It is
Right.
the actual story. So so we read it as a story, and then when we do that, we are able to connect with what it means for us. So the awareness piece is being able to read something and acknowledge, okay, how can I use that bit of information to reflect back into myself,
Yeah.
to see where I might grow, how I can use it to understand what's happening to me, how I can grow, how I can make choices and decisions that honor me first and
Yes.
foremost, all those kinds of things. So the awareness is huge, huge, huge. And that's why, and including you, that's why you guys wrote.
Well, and your suggestion to use the book as a journaling prompt, to get a pen and your favorite beverage and snuggle up on the sofa and then read it and then journal about it, what it brings up in you. I saw that and I'm like, yeah, talk about the a great journaling prompt. Get the first book, then get the second book, and if there's a third one, then get the third one. And if there's a fourth one, get the fourth one, because talk about great journaling prompts, and
Yeah.
because they're amazing journaling prompts, because
Yes.
that's what you are doing, is promoting self-awareness,
Yes.
awakening that within us. Because let's face it, we're all aware when we're not pleased, not happy, not probably we're even aware when we're contributing to the problem or are the problem. But true awareness is when you are willing to look at the why and do something about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's self-awareness. And when you're doing something about it, that's self-awareness
Yes.
at work. That's self-awareness
Absolutely.
in your beingness, when you're taking responsibility for your beingness, and you're not just doing, but you're being.
Yep.
And so that's what makes these books. I mean, you can grab the book and read them and say, oh, that's a great story, and yeah, I'm going to learn from that. Or you can take the book and you can get in it and grow. You can,
I love that.
and that's the thing to do with the books, is
Yeah.
because that makes them, that's the thing to do with everything. There's
Agreed.
everything about life. You can take every part of life and do that, but these books especially, I mean, they're amazing for that. And these
Yeah.
ladies, and many of them, the information about them has how you can reach them, and we got to interact with each other. These are women to reach out to. These women are real and authentic, and they are women to reach out to and work with, to help you do exactly that. You journal, you connect with one of them, really, or two of them, or three of them, or all of them. Reach out to them. You know,
Absolutely. Absolutely. I know that, you're open to that. They all are. All
yes,
the authors of all the books are. And
right,
it's a wonderful gift. So yeah, you're not just reading something and thinking, oh, well, that's that person way off in the distance, and I'll just, read the book and then put it away. Yeah, you have the opportunity to engage even more, to understand even more about their experience and how you can reflect on it to, to be able to grow yourself. So yeah, I love that part. It's great. And that's the goal of the book too.
sure,
It's really, it's not all the authors are practitioners. A
hmm,
good number of them are,
right,
because we don't just because we're a practitioner doesn't mean that we have lost our voice. There are other women
sure,
who are not practitioners, like your next door neighbor, who also have lost their voice. And I
yes,
really don't want to exclude anybody
right,
from this process, because it's such a healing, healthy process.
right,
But because there are practitioners in here who, most of them have websites, most of them are
right,
already set up to support you anyway, it's a heck of an opportunity. It really is. And it offers them the chance to reach you, who,
right,
and we need that stuff. We need that information from people.
yeah.
We need to immerse ourselves in ways that we can grow.
And here's the thing about practitioners. Not all practitioners are looking for business. As a matter of fact, we're not. I mean, practitioners are looking for the connection, because every interaction is feedback for us. It's
Mm.
growth, it's learning for us, because we
Hmm.
take it and then we do more of this. And so, because that's the soul of a practitioner. That is,
Yes.
that is why they do what they
Agreed.
do. So it's most of them, it's not about, oh goodness, I'm going to get more business because I'm in this book. It's about, I'm going to have more experiences because I'm in the book,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
I'm going to help more people. And if that translates into business, great. If it doesn't, that's
That's
okay.
okay. Yes,
Yeah, because it's
absolutely.
it's about the
Absolutely.
experience. And
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Yeah.
And going through the book just once is probably not going to happen, because when you, especially if you're doing it as a journal experience, because you're going to resonate, especially with some stories at least, and you're going to find that you're going to, because growth is, it's like peeling an onion or peeling an apple. It's a spiraling up. So each
Mhm.
story, the next time you read it, there's going to be something else you get out
There'll be
of it.
something
You're going to get
else.
one
Yes.
nugget and you're going to get another nugget because we only get what we're ready to
What
get
we're
at
ready
that
to hear.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah. And so the
absolutely.
next time you read it, it's like, oh wow, I didn't even get that last time because
Yeah.
you weren't ready for it. And so
Yeah.
it's not like, oh wow, I read that book and I'm done. No, you're not. So
No,
yeah.
no, keep it. And that's so much of the feedback that I received from the first book and this one too when it was done. So much feedback from women who just went, "Wow." Like, wow, that's so much information. I needed to hear that. I needed that little bit. I'm going to read it again. Absolutely. I'm going to read it again. I needed to hear that little bit and I'm looking for more. So incredible. Yeah. And Maysha,
Yeah.
I mean, you would swear that you were an author of this book or something. You know this so well. It's crazy.
It's not that. I would have known it so well anyway
You
because
do. Yes.
because I relate to it all so well. And it's
Mm,
not just me. It's and it's not just women. It's all of us because every one of us experienced this in life because we've all been in this world where we were programmed not to use our voice but be good little boys and girls, good people,
mhm,
and function in society according to the way the people in the cheap seats want us to, not us, but the people way back in the cheap seats want us to, and according to societal norms and expectations. And that's not authentic. That's not
mhm,
using our voice to do all those things that we identified earlier. Our voice is really meant to do, which is about us first. And
mhm,
and we spend so much of our time denying the fact that life is relationship because we take that word to just mean such a limited thing, and we
mhm,
take relationship to mean what we don't realize about relationship is the goal of relationship is not to lose ourselves.
mhm.
Relationship is not about, okay, I've become so intertwined with this person that I'm no longer me. Relationship is about, I am so me. I am so me.
Yeah.
And this person is so respectful of me, and I'm so respectful of them that we can actually have a point that we are intertwined. And it's
And it's
great.
amazing.
It's
Yes.
amazing.
Yes.
But we're still this. and
Yeah.
in, and you have to be so you have to become healthy as so you, and they have to become healthy as so them, that you can do that.
Yes.
And that's
Yes.
what relationship is. And so we have to even understand what truly relationship is.
Mhm.
And so we've been not even taught what relationship is, and my computer just kind of went dark and I don't know what that's about, so I hope it's not like yesterday it went off on me. So in a Zoom, it went
Uh-oh.
off. So I hope that's not happening. So
You're still there. I still
yeah,
see you.
I am. Yeah, if it goes away, you just sign the show off.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
No problem. No
Yeah, you
problem.
just do that if it goes away. But it's so that's yeah, and that's what this
That's
book
the crux of
does.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's like okay, it's find your voice, and your voice is first finding your relationship with self and
Yeah.
talking to yourself the right way. You got to use your
Yeah.
voice with yourself and then use it
Yeah.
with other people. And I'll be honest with you, as well as good as I can talk, I can talk really well. Um, I'm still in many ways learning how to speak to myself because we aren't taught to speak to ourselves kind and gently.
No.
We aren't taught to speak
No.
to ourselves encouragingly. So I'm much better at doing it with other people, and I'm much better at being supportive of other people and losing myself in this. So I'm still working on not doing that, and I
Mhm.
know that. And
Mhm.
so, so yeah, I would have resonated with all of this without having been an author, but I'm so proud to be an author and so proud to be your friend and so proud that it wouldn't have taken this book for that to happen. But
Oh,
yeah,
no, I don't think it would have either. Yeah. Yeah. I'm so proud to have had you in this book for sure. And you know what? I just want to back up just a tiny bit and just
absolutely.
because,
Whatever you
because,
want to talk about, we will talk about, even
well,
if my
all that
computer goes away, and it's trying to. So you keep talking and
is
I'm
it.
going to fix what the problem is. Yeah, you keep
Okay.
talking.
Okay. I just want to point out that, when we talk about to anybody who has lost their voice, yep, I think this is just me. We lost Maysha. Okay, so let me finish that thought and then maybe I'll sign off just because it's Maysha and it's her show. So it's not the Dianna Leeder show, it's the Maysha show. So we have to respect that. So if you are a woman, there she is, she's
I
back.
fixed
Okay,
it. I
I
fixed
just,
it. I knew the problem. I just had to go fix it. Yes,
oh,
you
good,
finished your
good.
thought and any other thoughts you got. Let's
Okay,
talk.
okay. So I just want to, I'm talking to the women who are, who are just in that place where they don't feel as though they can say what they need to say. And because when you're there, and I know this because I was there too, like same thing, and it's an ongoing challenge. Every time you learn to be at this level with ourselves, then something else comes and challenges us, and we need to rise a little bit more, and then again and again and again. So it's ongoing, and I'm not sure that it will ever end for me or you or anybody. But
Sure.
anyway, back to that woman. From my experience, when that woman hears that, she has to be, that she has to say what she needs to express herself, that's like, that's a, can I swear? Okay. Oh, sorry. Well, I knew you. I just didn't know whether you wanted to. Okay, so that's a holy shit moment,
Yes, that's a
right?
holy shit
That's
moment.
a holy shit moment, but it's a holy shit. I don't think I can do that
Yeah.
because they're used to looking outside. They're not used to looking in. And that whole thing about, don't look after someone else before you look after yourself. That's a real scary one too, right? How do
Yeah.
we do that? That's what I do. I do that usually because I don't know what else to do. I don't know where else to look. I don't know enough about myself, which is part of my coaching training actually, is learning about yourself. I don't know
Absolutely.
enough to be able to say what I need to say, right? So and you're asking me to back away and not be everything to everybody else. What do I fill it, what do I fill it with? So I want to just say that the what you fill it with is that understanding of who you are, to the degree that you feel so fucking amazing. Now that I
Yeah.
can swear.
Now that you can swear like you couldn't have from the first word, but go
I
ahead.
know, I know, I forget sometimes. Um, you just feel so amazing that there is that overflow, right? There's just that, yeah, I have energy to support you. I can do this for you. I can be with you. It's that overflow, but that, it's not like it's not like anybody wants to rip the rug off from underneath you and say, go, stop what you're doing because it's not serving you, like that. It's not that simple. You get to build who you are so that you do feel good about making those choices about, how you support, who you support, how much you support, because you're bubbling with goodness. Because you're
Right.
aligning with yourself, you're bubbling with goodness. So I just
Right.
wanted to point that out. So I don't want anybody to get scared to think that, oh my gosh, if I find my voice in 2 days, I'm in big trouble.
Right. I was, I've been looking for what am I? I'm an intuitive energy management specialist. It's about,
Ooh, I love
yeah,
that.
that's what I am. It is about creating positive energy flows, relationships, first within yourself, and then all your relationships have to be that. And if you're in a relationship with someone that it is not a positive energy flow, if this is not a positive energy flow, it's not that. If it's the expectation game, if it's not the coming in with
Yeah,
this is what you can, each of you saying this is what you can expect of me. If it's the
yeah,
what am I expecting of you game, that's a negative energy flow. If
yeah,
it's not a positive energy flow, then that's not going to work. And so self care first is making sure you have a positive energy flow within yourself,
mhm,
and that's not a selfish thing. Now, when we don't understand, though, that to keep that with ourselves, we have to have other relationships, then we have become a selfish person. When we become an island unto ourselves, we become we become a selfish person. We don't realize that, we don't think about that, we don't understand it, but if we had time to get into it, we do. We become that
mhm.
standalone, We don't relate to people, we become
Mm-hmm.
something else because we
Mm-hmm.
have to have relationships. This is what we're here for. But first, we build that positive energy flow relationship with ourselves. And
Mm-hmm.
then we build it because we are so strong, and we look for those people that are the same thing, that are positive energy flows themselves. And then these become positive energy flows. And so it is all
Mm-hmm.
about intuitively, because we do that by having that positive energy flow comes from being in touch with our intuition. And so
Mm-hmm.
it is intuitive energy management is what it is. And I just am like so
I
excited about
love it.
it. Yeah, that is
Did that just come to you? That name?
um, well, it's been coming to me for a while now, but this is
I
the first time
love
I've been
it.
brave enough to say it out loud. But yeah,
Oh,
it came
I
to
love
me
it.
this morning. Oh, all that other stuff we were talking about. That was one of the things. They're like, okay, it's time for you to start saying that out loud. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to say it out loud. Yeah, I'm an intuitive
Yay!
energy management specialist, and so
I
yeah,
love
I
it.
know, I
I
know,
love
I know,
it.
I do too.
Yeah,
But that's what it is. Because
it is.
energy management is what our everything is about. Is how do you
Yeah,
manage your energy, not your time, because
yeah.
and it's Laura said the other day in her boost, she said, I'm so tired of hearing about work-life balance, and I know these women in here and everybody else is too, because many of us love our work, or our work is our home even, or it all flows together, because so many people work from home now, especially with COVID, and life has
Hmm.
changed so much, so it all flows together anyway. So it's never been work-life balance anyway. It's been, how do you manage your energy?
Yeah,
So for the
yeah.
people whose careers are so intertwined with their work, their lives anyway, and there are many people like that who love what they do, and their lives are so wrapped up in it. It's not, you can have successful relationships and be wrapped up in what you do if you're managing your energy right, because
Hmm.
it is about being happy with who you are. And that person can be just as happy in relationship with you when you both know what you expect of yourself and what you're going to need. And you have this positive energy loop that you are doing together. So it's all about energy management. Everything is work life
Hmm.
balance, is
Hmm.
being relationship with your work, is that your work has to be a positive energy flow, and you have to know
Absolutely.
yourself and what you need in self-care, because I am someone who, my self-care is a lot of rest, and if I deny that for myself, I'm not in positive energy flow with myself,
Yep.
and then I am out of work-life
Yep.
balance. But it's because I'm not managing my energy correctly.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's that's what it's all
Yeah.
about. But these
It
women
is.
here, they're talking about that in their
Absolutely. I'm putting it up
memoirs.
too. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, every woman is. Absolutely. It's an
it is an
incredible book,
incredible
you
book.
guys.
It
And
is.
yeah, I
Yeah,
really encourage you
yeah.
to grab one, and on
Yes,
Amazon. It's on Amazon. Yeah. Can we put the
we
link or
can.
something
We
somewhere?
can put it. We can put it in.
Do
I'll
that.
put it in after. Yeah, and we'll have it
Okay.
there.
All right. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna
Anything
keep it
else you
up
want to say
because
about
I
it?
think it's pretty.
Anything else you want to say?
You know what? I want to just say that working with these women was such an honor for me, because when you start to do that kind of growth that you're talking about, when you start to look at your energy management, when you start to make changes that make a difference to you, whatever they are, you're gutsy, you're
Yeah.
courageous. This, what they did here, including you, was gutsy and courageous. To put your life on these pages simply because you want somebody else to read it and to grow from it is really incredible. So I want to just give the biggest shout out to all these authors who made this happen. And I really do. I know I said it before, but I do love you all, and I'm just so blessed to have you in my life. So thank you. And thank you, Maysha, for having me on the show.
I will have you on anytime, anytime. You know that.
We'll
And
do it. We'll do it.
yes, we will. So you all know that what I want for you all is the highest and best good, to live the fullest life possible and all those good things as long as you're breathing. So thank you all for joining us. And I will put the link up in the comments. So bye, y'all.
Awesome.